Hello and welcome to San Antonio, Texas, where we have another excellent match on the docket here in CalGuard Gym, a neutral game where the Illinois Wesleyan University Titans take on the East Texas Baptist University Tigers. It is back-to-back games against Tigers for Illinois Wesleyan. Yesterday defeating the Tigers in comeback fashion in overtime, 94-91, looking to beat an East Texas Baptist team that's already slain a top 5 opponent in Wartburg. I am Reed Rosales, joined by Annika Saenz, and exciting neutral games on CalGuard Gym's floor. It's very exciting.
I know we talked about the game yesterday. It just felt like an exhilarating thrill all the way down to the end and even into overtime. So I expect nothing less of another exciting game coming today. Everybody matches up quite well across the roster, actually. So it should be a good game. I know that the Titans, they play a really aggressive press, and they're looking to get back into that today. It's how they got back into the game yesterday. So they're awaiting another win.
The first shot from Katie Knutson doesn't go, so ETBU with an opportunity to open up the scoring. Pass inside, ball is lost by Hannah Matthews. Palmer passes it up to Huber. No good for Lauren Huber.
And the Titans are going to really make sure to get the ball out in transition. They're good decision makers. Definitely look for the transition 3, but obviously very good at finishing out in transition.
Matthews going around, hands it off to Peyton Hicks. Hicks takes a shot. Too strong. It'll stay Tiger ball. Shot might have went in if she was actually outside the arc, but just a step inside.
Sometimes that's the worst shot you can take. It's a foot inside, inches away from becoming a 3.
Peyton Hicks, Madison Herta, Tristan Smith, Hannah Matthews, and Tiffany Bickford, starters for ETBU. Meanwhile, the Titans running it back with Lauren Huber, Ava Bardick, Mallory Powers, Kate Palmer, but this time, Katie Knutson.
She just called for the foul.
Knutson getting the call to start for the Titans in this game. ETBU kicks it back out. First 3, too strong. No points scored in the first minute 30 off the errant shot by Bickford. That one goes. Great 3 by Mallory Powers. She came in super clutch for the Titans down the stretch in the 4th quarter.
She had a 4-point play, actually got fouled on the 3 and made it. So that looked like a little deja vu from yesterday. It was from the left wing when she made that 3.
Tigers turned the ball over. Palmer hands it to Powers, thought about taking the 3. Instead goes into Huber. Huber in the paint, up to Palmer, far side corner, goes to Huber. Contested shot, 2 contested. Good box out and take by Hannah Matthews.
Both teams are going to do a really great job at crashing the boards. We see it a couple possessions here, ETBU's side. They've just crashed the board super hard, and that's going to get them second chance opportunities. And if we look at the stats maybe later on in the 2nd and 3rd quarter, we can see how that can definitely make a difference in that game.
Huber tagged with the foul onto the court for ETBU. Number 22, Hannah Ayala. And one opportunity, see if the 3-point play is completed by Bickford. It is. We're tied up 3-3.
It already feels like a tit-for-tat game. 3 goes up on one end, and on the other end there's an and 1.
Kadia Ward on the court for ETBU now. Illinois Wesleyan still sticking with their starters. It's an ETBU team that is very deep off the bench. But a sunk 3 by Powers again.
Actually, her foot was on the line. I think he called it a 2.
2 points. You are correct, Annika. Good call from the official. Running it down. Pass was just slapped into the air by Knutson. Prevents ETBU from running the play that clearly they've been trying to run. Hicks finds Ayala on the outside. Back to Ward. Ward steps back, 3 up. No good, too strong. But offensive board for the Tigers. They go back out to Ayala. In it to Matthews. A lot of contention. And Ward just kind of got bumped out of play by the Titan defenders.
Looks like ETBU is setting up in an extended man, so they're picking up pretty high, but they're not applying too much pressure, whether that be coming off of a little double. But they're settling back into a man, obviously a very intense one.
Pass to the near side corner to Palmer. Back outside, Bardick. Not going to take the top shot at the top of the key, and said Powers. The deep three, no good. Ball's on the floor, it's a scrum. And no jump ball called. ETBU comes away with it. Ward hands it off. Ayala's shot too strong. Alone in front, doesn't go. So two shots that were pretty open, not being taken advantage of by either side. 5-3.
We saw that yesterday in the game against the Trinity Tigers. There was a lot of shot opportunities, and they just were not going in for the first 3 quarters of the game. And it felt like they found their footing in the 4th quarter, which ultimately got them that win. But I know that today's an emphasis on transition defense for the Titans is going to be very important.
And wow, that was a kickball violation. It was a strong pass.
It was. Who was that? Number 24, Hannah Matthews, kind of just read the eyes of, I'm pretty sure that was Kate Palmer.
Bunch of subs for Illinois Wesleyan. Sawyer White into the game for the Titans alongside Laura Malum, who has the ball. Trying to pass it in, too strong. And Sarah Bally also coming onto the court for the Titans. She was key to the Titans' comeback as well. Pretty much every player that we've seen from the Titans so far put in a lot of work to come back and win.
Yeah, well, they were in double digits. Majority of them were in double digits.
Titans surround a Tiger and force an interception. Spin around pass to White. On pass to Bally. 3 up. No good. But kept alive. Malum keeps it alive for the Titans. Come back to get another opportunity to extend their lead. First 5 minutes, low scoring in CalGuard.
Very different from what we saw yesterday. They almost combined for 200 points.
Bally at the top of the key, looking around, defers it back out to White. Sawyer White gets it to Powers. No good, but offensive board. Bally has the ball taken away from her. Good pickpocket by Kadia Ward. Corner 3, no good for Sarah Cowan. We face in for ETBU. Bally, Euro step, draws the foul. Takes a bit of a hard fall.
And her teammates are right there to pick her right back up. We're headed into a media timeout.
Yeah, fast, pretty fast 5 minutes, all things considering. We haven't had too much
ball stoppage.
Yeah.
Well, there hasn't been too many field goals made either. So the ball and the clock have really just been moving.
A clean play too. 3 fouls combined for both sides. ETBU coming off a win against Wartburg. Number 2, nationally ranked Wartburg. Went to Belton to play 2 games, lost both of them. ETBU really walloped them. It was 47 points was all Wartburg was able to muster. 5 players for Wartburg scored. They played about 15 in that game. And 3 of them had 44 of the 47 points.
Wow. So obviously defensive intensity is really there. And being able to hold your opponent to a low-scoring game, especially when they're so used to putting up a lot of shots and a lot of those shots actually just going in. One thing that was a big point of emphasis for both teams yesterday, and maybe this is because there was 50 combined turnovers, but a game within a game of stop and score and making sure that you're getting a defensive stop and converting and making sure to chain a couple of those together is what gave each of those teams, the Tigers and the Titans yesterday, leads and changes within that lead change. So it's one of those things where you have to concentrate too. So there was just a stop by the Titans, and they're going to convert on this end. So let's see if they can chain a couple together and make a lead happen.
ADBU will wait for Valley's 3 free throws. Player for the Titans getting ready to come in. Can't quite see the number down there, but call her when she enters the court. I believe it's Huber, Lauren Huber. And it is. Comes in for Mallory Powers. It's 7-3 as both free throws are made. Hicks trying to outrun her defender. Trying to get past Bally, runs it down, loses the ball in her attempt to outspeed. Now the Titans, quick as ever, get it down the court, and Huber finishes it off.
Great body control, gathered the ball in the air, and made sure that she was in front of the basket, not underneath it when she put that shot up.
A bit too aggressive by the Titans.
That foul was on Sawyer White as she came to do a double.
6-0 run for the Titans. So it's been over a very long extended period of time. Tigers trying to get rid of the scoring drought, and they do. A little layup by Hannah Matthews.
Beautiful up big by Hannah Matthews on that short corner. Got her defender in the air and then finished really good with her shoulder square.
Traffic. Losing the ball, but picked back up by Bickford. Bickford tries to run it down. It's set, ends up in the hands of Matthews again. Shot doesn't go. Slapped outside. Another opportunity. What a catch! But unfortunately, it will be a turnover. Man, that were a catch in college football.
I know.
Call that a touchdown. Titans lead by 4. 3:30 left in the first quarter. White handing it off to Bardick. Bardick into Huber. Huber trying to go around the end line. Ball is loose. It'll be jump ball. As a Tiger pounced on it.
I see what you did there.
Was Tristan Smith. Kate Palmer back on the court. The most newly inducted member of the 1,000 point club for Illinois Wesleyan. 1,000th point iced the game away for them ultimately against the Tigers of Trinity. Matthews. Her pass intercepted. Good job by the Titans. And it's going to be an and one.
Great finish by Ava Bardick. Not only can she shoot icing threes, she can make a beautiful and one. And her free throws were great yesterday too. They're a high performing free throw shooting team as well, aren't they? Pretty high in the nation right now, percentage wise.
Yeah, they have several players that are top 30 in terms of free throw percentage, which is what you want to see.
Yeah.
Especially when your team's getting to the charity stripe a bit. That one doesn't fall though.
We jinxed that. That's on us.
The classic announcer's jinx. The apparently mythical jinx doesn't exist, but it seems like it does. Corner 3, good. Madison Herta. New Braunfels, Texas native. Reeling the Tigers within 3. Huber at the top of the key, hands it to Palmer. Palmer having to avoid the swipes of Ward. Gets it to Bally. Bally. She's trying to break through. 10 seconds on the shot clock. What will the Titans do? Got to the corner to Huber. Huber working her way in, spins around, back out to Bally. But a travel. Titans could not figure out a way to get a shot off. And Tigers will be rewarded by their defensive effort with a turnover.
I'm sure that defensive effort was very indicative of their win against that number 2 team in the nation and keeping them to such a low-scoring game.
Ward takes it across the timeline as Palmer got screened by Matthews. ETBU will have to go back out to Smith. Ward, short pull-up, no good. Offensive board by the Tigers, though, as Sarah Cowan just ran in and grabbed it out of the contention. Inside to Matthews. Matthews trying to muscle her way in, loses the ball. It'll be Titan ball. Matthews will be tagged with a foul. Matthews, the transfer out of Tarleton State D1 school. The grad student will head back to the bench in favor of Hannah Ayala.
It's really difficult when you're a post and you kind of get it at that high post area and you want to take it down and put your back to the basket and make some moves, but when there are so many people and Titans just around that area that are ready to grab the ball, it can become a little difficult.
Oh my goodness, another three for Mallory Powers.
She still has a hot hand from yesterday.
Still low scoring affair, 14-8. Those threes mattering even more when the score is so low. Ward hits it back out. Ayala with the ball in the paint. Forced back out to Cowan. Ayala. Every Tiger around the arc. Defers it to Ward. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Desperation three, no good. High off the glass. Didn't even touch the rim, so shot clock violation. And no Tiger near the end there was attempting to move inside.
You can just see, like, these teams are very well matched up. 2 possessions ago, there was a defensive 30-second shot clock call in favor of the Tigers, and now you flip it, and the Titans just got that same call over here.
Palmer hands it off to Huber. Huber to Bardick, quick three. No good, offline. Offensive board by the Titans gives them another chance, though. Knutson in the paint. Can't make a splash. AC Jones, we face in for ETBU, number 13. Ward handing it to Herta. Inside to Jones. And Macy Jones, transfer from LSU, getting some points for ETBU. Palmer, no shot clock for the Titans. They can take the last shot if they so choose. That shot doesn't go. Offensive board by Knutson. 3 seconds left. They got to work quick. Huber spinning around, but slapped away was her shot. 14-10, a low-scoring affair in the first quarter. Both sides much to be desired from the floor.
I think both of them are very fundamentally sound, and it's actually been really pretty basketball to watch. Everybody, pretty much every offensive possession has touched the ball. There have been a lot of off-ball screens, and getting to the basket has been really integral for everybody, both the Titans and the Tigers. I think what's going to be the difference, and I talked about this earlier, is second chance opportunities. And when you have the opportunities to score, you need to take advantage of them because not many open shots or open layups are going to be there. So once again, like, second chance opportunities are going to be really big. And I know both teams are pretty adamant on boxing out early. So just keeping that same intensity and seeing if someone may run away with this in the second quarter.
I think my stat of this first quarter is 9 turnovers by the Tigers.
Yeah.
That's led to 7 points for the Titans.
Yeah.
That's half the Titans' points right now.
Yeah.
But ETBU, they are deep off the bench. 10th in the nation in bench points. Their bench averaging over 30 points a game.
Yeah.
And against Wartburg, Wartburg's bench only had 2 points.
Wow.
in that game.
And that differential is very obvious.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you have good transfers coming in, who was that last one? Macy Jones had great positioning, and she just finished off really, really well. So when you have people that you're constantly looking for and fighting for good position, you have those differentials between off-the-bench points and not off-the-bench points or starting points. So it's good to have that continuation when you have new players coming in.
Palmer takes the inbounds pass. Second quarter underway in Calgary Gym. Knutson passes it down to Bardick. Eva Bardick moving to her left at the top of the key. Back outside to Palmer. Palmer pierces the paint, back out to Knutson. Titans trying to find a shot, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Palmer having to deal with a Tiger defender. Head back out to the outside, deep three. A bit too deep, but Titans will keep possession of the ball as it's hit away. Huber rushes in, doesn't get it. Ward and the Tigers trying to cut down this deficit. Nice over the top pass to Jones. Jones can't finish off the play. Knutson down to Bardick. Bardick on the near side. Hands it in to Knutson. Knutson in the paint. Back out to Powers. Powers finds Palmer. Palmer trying to paint it. Unable to do so. The ball was just punched out. Fortunately into the hands of a Titan. Next shot is blocked. Macy Jones reaching tall. 6'4" is Macy Jones.
It's a hard feat to shoot over.
By far the tallest player on the court. We're trying to get it into Jones. I think we're seeing that a lot too.
Yeah, but the Titans are catching on pretty well, and they're having secondary help defense. Just be there on that backside in case they do try to feed it into Jones.
I feel like that's something that we see pretty commonly. We have a player over 6 foot.
Yeah.
Try to throw it up, see if you can get them in the post. Because if you do, chances are they'll shoot over anybody. And one for the Titans. ETBU fouling, turning the ball over.
Yeah.
Things not going to plan right now for the Tigers.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll switch it up, maybe fit into a zone. I know they're overplaying a little bit, especially in that last possession. It was a backdoor cut into that M1. So it's a little difficult, especially when they're shooting really well from the outside as well, to change your defense. But it's one of those little brain fart moments that we just saw right now where you kind of just throw it out of bounds.
17-10. At least that's what the stats say. And now the scoreboard is also correct. Sometimes we have a bit of discrepancy between the two. Palmer will inbound it for the Titans. Finds Bardick, quick shot. Nothing but net for Ava Bardick.
That's 5 points in the last, I don't know, 5 seconds. They didn't have to take the ball out.
Matthews tried to throw it up. Bit too high for Tristan Smith. Bardick. Malum's three. Bangs off the iron. ETBU trying not to be left behind. This is Illinois Wesleyan's best quarter. Trinity was able to beat them in it yesterday. Can ETBU do the same? Shot from Herta, no good from the free throw line. Palmer moves her way past Hicks. Takes it herself, no good. Landing on the brick. She's up and at him again. Hicks drives in. Easy points for Peyton Hicks, the transfer from UMHB.
Great move by Peyton Hicks. Had a little bit of a hesitation dribble, got her defender on her hip and finished off well.
Hicks, we'll see if she does it again. She attempts to, draws the foul this time off of Palmer. ETBU picking up the pace. Sarah Cowan and Hannah Ayala in, but timeout on the floor. 19-12. I think that is the correct decision for ETBU. Because right now, they're just getting swallowed up by the Titan defense whenever they get to their side of the court.
Yeah. I feel like pace of play is also one thing that we can focus on too. I know that the Titans had really pushed the pace early on in their game yesterday, which led to a lot of turnovers on their part. But they're doing really good at pressing the gas and taking the break a lot in this game. So the Tigers are having a little bit of a difficult time finding their footing pace-wise. I know Peyton Hicks, within these past 2 possessions, really kind of gunned it in transition, and it's helped her. And obviously they're going to get to the line, maybe see a couple points just go through at the charity stripe. But, I mean, the defense on both ends has been pretty good. It really is just about taking care of the ball for the Tigers right now.
Head coach for the Titans, you see her on your screen right now. Maya Smith, 27 seasons with the Titans. A lot of basketball under her belt. She got her 500th win this season against Edgewood. Looking to break even more achievements with the Titans.
And it's just been a pleasure watching her. Every time we go into a timeout, you see that her team is always together, and even the camaraderie on the court. I mean, it plays dividends, especially when you go into hard games like yesterday, when you go into overtime. You know, every time you go to the free throw line, when your team huddles in and you see leaders like Mallory Powers or Kate Palmer, you know, people with experience coming in and saying, we're going to be fine. Even though they came into the fourth quarter yesterday with a deficit between 15 and 11 points, they came into the fourth quarter, but they came out with a valiant effort and with a sense of urgency. And that's what you get when you have good leadership coming from your coach all the way down to your players.
Out of the timeout, it's Peyton Hicks for her free throws. You got to think, if you're the Titans, your shot at national championship, it's going to be this year or the next. Very, very experienced team on the court for the Titans. Knutsen's a senior, Powers is a senior, Palmer's a senior, Huber's a senior.
Yeah.
The only junior that
Ava
was starting
Bardick.
was Bardick.
Yeah.
And Sawyer White is a junior, so you have some really good seniors and juniors. Three is good for Tiffany Bickford, the junior out of San Diego, California. Makes it a three-point game. Huber going up to Malum. Malum to Powers. Powers down to Palmer. Malum near the top of the arc. Trying to find Huber inside, couldn't. Bardick down to Malum. Malum will work up against Matthews, trying to pass it out. They'll end up in the visitor section. Turnover by the Titans. But IWU, really experienced team on the court for them. Kind of think of the Trinity teams from 2 or 3 years ago. A lot of senior power on those squads.
We had 6 seniors that year. That's when we went to Tufts. We were in Boston. That was my first year as a transfer. Couldn't have asked for better leadership.
Hicks dodges, takes the three. Her delayed shot scores. Smart move by Peyton Hicks. A 9-0 run for ETBU. Ties it up here in the second quarter.
Talk about another player with experience, another grad student, very smart, high basketball IQ. Is making a great positive impact for her team on the defensive and offensive side of the ball.
Bardick, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Nice pass inside to Knutsen. Contested shot is good for Katie Knutsen, senior out of Maryville, Illinois.
She's been really fun to watch. Not only can she go back to the basket, but she can pull up around the rim.
Ayala's pass contested. It's on the floor. Who's got it? Jump ball. Oh, timeout. They're giving a timeout to the
Full
Titans.
She'll ask for a full timeout.
Both sides will meet with their respective coaches. Head coach for ETBU, Blake Arbogast, 5th season with the Tigers. ETBU, one of those programs that has been consistently good in the ASC for the past couple of years. And are looking to go further beyond. Of course, ASC is pretty loaded.
Oh, yeah.
UMHB, Hardin-Simmons.
All very gritty teams.
We've seen a couple of them here. See Hardin-Simmons, the turn of the new year. 19-19 right now, or 21-19. 28% shooting from the floor for Illinois Wesleyan, 38% for the Tigers.
Yeah, and we talked about the discrepancy earlier within the turnover ratio for the Tigers versus the Titans. I'm pretty sure the most turnovers that they've had in a season was to the Tigers yesterday, 25. I still can't wrap my head around the fact that, one, they had scored so many points, and two, the turnovers were, I think, combined for 50. Thankfully, it was much prettier basketball towards the end of the game, but a lot of that came early in that second half and a little bit into that third quarter. But they found their footing inevitably and came away with that win.
We've seen the Titans win a high-scoring game yesterday. Looks like they might have to win a relatively low-scoring affair today. Although both sides reaching their point totals from the first quarter, not even halfway through the second. So we'll see if the defenses clamp down. White hands it to Powers, goes up to Knutson. Knutson works through her left, hands it to Bally. Bally pierces the paint at the free throw line. Forced back out to Bardick. Bardick's three, no good. Bounce off multiple times. It's contested for the board. ETBU ultimately coming away with it. Bickford stops everything, goes back to Hicks. And Coach Arbogast giving orders to his players. Hicks working down to her left to the near side of the court. ETBU under 10 seconds. Hicks will take it herself, and good to tie it up again. 21-21. Peyton Hicks, 5'5", but making some big plays right now for the Tigers.
Well, she's just smart off the off-ball screen. She knew that she was going to get a player switched on her, but obviously made a great choice.
Oh my goodness, contested three from Mallory Powers.
That's her third one of the night, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 threes for Powers. Taken away, close-up shot, no good. An opportunity for the Titans, but ETBU will breathe a sigh of relief. That doesn't come back to haunt them. Spin, but can't win. Ball still alive. Tigers get it again. 3 up for Bickford, no good.
That hit the shot clock.
The Titan ball. Back on the court for ETBU is Hannah Matthews. And Madison Herta. Herta, a freshman in the starting lineup for ETBU.
See what play Coach Smith said they were going to set up. It may look what I've been seeing for a couple possessions here. There's usually a little down screen motion that's going to happen to try and get someone open.
Huber lost the ball for a moment, but taken back by Bally. Bally backs out from the arc. White gets it to Bardick. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Knutson, they find a player in the corner. White driving in, spins around. Short jumper, no good. Another good defensive stand by ETBU when they needed it.
I thought Sawyer White could have went a little further if she wanted to instead of pulling up from the short corner.
Kadia Ward slows things down for the Tigers. Hands it into Matthews. At the top of the key, back outside. 3 up for Ward, no good. It'll stay Tiger ball.
Once again, hard crashes by everybody, and especially by the Tigers on the offensive boards.
And it is Kate Palmer back on the court for Illinois Wesleyan, the senior out of Geneva, Illinois. Hicks trying to find an open Herta. Instead, we'll have to go back outside. But a run inside, relatively uncontested, can't finish it. Tristan Smith. See what Illinois Wesleyan will do here. Back outside to Palmer. Palmer drives in, Bardick, ball in her hands. Short shot, doesn't go. But offensive board by Knutson. Palmer, top of the key. Contested pass, it's slapped away. But Illinois Wesleyan maintains control. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Inside to Lauren Huber. Huber working inside, gets fouled.
Second chance opportunity, loose ball. Both of those were collected by the Titans. Possessions like that matter, and hustle matters, especially because it's such a close game. And 2 minutes left in this half. Possessions, and especially ones where you get extra ones, may come down to the difference between this game.
Scoring droughts starting for both teams again. But Huber, an opportunity to quench it for the Titans. Not on this one, maybe on the second one. Both sides, 2-minute scoring droughts. Another shot up for Huber. That one's good. 25-21, 4-point gap. And the press in effect again for the Titans. ETBU getting it down the court. White trying to pick it away. They find Herta in the corner. No good. And White takes the ball. Long pass to Palmer. Only has Ward to beat, and she does. 27-21.
Great finish with her inside hand.
Once again, this press being a bit of a presence in the face of the Tigers. Where they find Herta in the corner again. The three rattles out. No good. Bardick. Layup doesn't go. No, B-Tiger ball.
And that foul is going to be on Lauren Huber.
Welcome back, Mallory Powers back to the court alongside Sarah Bally. We wait for official to hand the ball off. Matthews will head back to the bench.
I think both Tigers have figured it out yesterday with Trinity and today with ETBU that if you keep your inbounder behind or anywhere near one of your teammates that's going to get trapped, you'll have an outlet.
It's going to stay Tiger ball. The pass got slapped by a Titan. It is Madison Herta to inbound it. Finds Ward. Ward to Bickford.
They're going to be calling that on Katie Knutson. It's only her second. She was trying to three-quarter her, but came away with the foul.
TB will be able to take it out the end line. Once again, Herta, the one to inbound. Thrown up, slapped away. Huber taking it in, running, kicks it back out. Bally doesn't take the three-point opportunity. Instead, some nice passing to Palmer gets the Titans points. 29-21. Less than a minute left in the half. Bickford runs it down. No good. It'll be Titan ball. Bickford punched it while she was already out of bounds.
Yeah.
Couple subs in for ETBU as Tristan Smith and Hannah Matthews and Sarah Cowan back on the court.
Looks like Coach Smith has a playbook. She has like a physical little card that a quarterback would have. I just noticed that today.
Wipe the floor a little bit. Malum handing the mop off to the official. The Titans are concerned about that area of the court. All the running that's going up and down. Can only imagine.
There's some sweat.
Yeah, the sweat on the floor.
Reminder, East Texas Baptist Tigers will play the Trinity
So a bit of a
here tomorrow at 4 p.m.
non-conventional timeout.
I know. Everybody's getting a little breather.
And Seth Asbury, shout out to him on the court right now.
I know.
Maybe-
He's our boss. He's my boss. I work for the Trinity University Bell Athletic Center. I'm the manager of the facility, the fitness facility.
They're looking up to make sure there's not a leak in the roof, I think is the concern. They've let it drop, so we'll see. Roof leakages. Wouldn't be the oddest delay I've seen here in CalGuard. I think the fire alarms going off was a bit weirder.
When was that?
We had a volleyball tournament where neutral game, they tested out the fire alarms in the middle of the game.
That sounds like something they would do.
Powers spinning around at the top of the key, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Good pass into Palmer. Can't find an open play, though. Back out to Bardick. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Titans got to put something up. Bardick does. No good. No shot clock for ETBU. Ward driving in. 2 points for ETBU.
Lots of time left, 8 seconds.
Malum running it down against Matthews. No good. 1 second left. And they will just opt to hold it for the rest of the half. First half in the books here in CalGuard Gym as the number 3 nationally ranked Illinois Wesleyan Titans lead the ETBU Tigers 29-23. And maybe a bit more of a defensive matchup.
Definitely is.
You can see both sides. Illinois Wesleyan shooting 28.9% from the floor.
Yeah.
ETBU had a similar effect against Wartburg. Wartburg had been averaging about 43% from the floor. Against ETBU, they shot a paltry 27%.
Wow. I mean, it's not very far off here. Well, field goal percentage is a little different. I mean, actually, it's quite similar. So you're right, it is a very big defensive matchup. So, I mean, it's ultimately leading to turnovers right now for the point of differentiation. ETBU has garnered 15, with the Titans only having 5, where they want to be, actually. And it really is just coming down to who's going to take advantage of the open shots and open opportunities. I know that transition points, if we were to look at that, it's definitely in favor of the Titans right now. So, I mean, it really is just taking advantage of your open threes and open shots. There have been a couple opportunities off the glass for the Tigers. When they've gotten into the paint, they just haven't finished it. So they need to come back into the second half, making sure that they're taking advantage of those shots.
Yeah, ETBU kind of really winning the rebound game right now.
Yeah. It's because they crash the boards hard on offense and defense. There have been a couple possessions where they've had second chance opportunities. They just haven't finished on them or converted on them, where that's very different for the Titans. They've had second chance opportunities and they have converted off of those. If that's not by a field goal, it's by getting to the line for free throws.
Titans 14 points off turnovers. Again, that's nearly half their total points. ETBU, you know, talk about taking care of the ball.
Yeah.
We'll see what head coach Arbogast and head coach Smith talk about in the locker rooms and come out with adjustments being made at halftime. We'll take a break on the Tiger Network, 13 minutes until quarter number 3. Stay tuned, it's another good one in CalGuard Gym. It's the same starters both ways to start the third quarter and the second half here in CalGuard Gym. Illinois Wesleyan up on ETBU 29-23. That first half, I think the biggest difference maker were the ETBU turnovers for the most part, Annika.
Yeah, it was a 10 turnover differential between the Tigers and the Titans. They had 15 versus the Titans 5 headed into the second half. So point of emphasis, obviously, taking care of the ball.
First three, no good from Herta. Gets the ball back. Jumper doesn't go either. It's still free. Herta trying to get it. A lot of bumping into each other. Bickford ends up with the ball. Back out. We will slow pace of play down. Hicks gets into Matthews. Matthew handing it off to Herta. Nice pass to Tristan. Gets fouled. Tristan Smith will head to the line, the sophomore out of Edgewood, Texas.
Not only was that a second chance opportunity, but a third chance opportunity that led them to obviously getting free throws right now. And that just knocked off 30 seconds.
It's been relatively low scoring. Saw a bit more offense in the second quarter. That first free throw doesn't go.
We're saying it's a very different change of play from yesterday, where obviously they were just scoring left and right.
0 for 2 on the trip. Bickford in the corner. Gets it into Matthews. The big player puts it in. 29-25.
They had 4 possessions in that one side.
Palmer moves up, hands it to Huber. They go up the horn. Bardick back down to Knutson. Down the horn go the Titans to Mallory Powers near the elbow. Passing it to Huber. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Huber to Knutson. The shot, no good. But offensive board, the second chance doesn't go. So the point's not sold. Trying a quick pass to Herta. It's too strong.
They just pick up another turnover.
Huber gets it to Palmer. Palmer usually leading the offense when they go down the court. First to Bardick. Bardick backs off. Mallory Powers up to Kate Palmer. Palmer goes down to Powers. Powers three. Oh, in and out.
That was a real in and out. I think that went halfway down the net before it came back out. And she's leading right now for the Titans with 11 points. Had 3 threes early on in that first half.
Matthews muscles her way through the paint. Corner three, no good. Too strong from Bickford. Titans will get another opportunity to extend the lead. Palmer, three. Nothing happening. It's going to remain Titan ball. Neither side having really any luck scoring here early on.
Open shots are going up, though. They're just not going in.
Where will Palmer go? Finds Huber. Huber tries the short shot, gets denied by Hannah Matthews. 6'2" grad student. Uses her experience to know where to be. Huber kicks it back out to Powers, then to Palmer. Palmer back into Huber. Huber shot from the free throw line, no good. Bit offline. ETBU keeps it, but it's going to be Titan ball again, despite the effort to hit it off a Titan player. It's a lot of bonus opportunities for Illinois Wesleyan on this trip.
Yeah.
Palmer finds Bardick. Shot from the elbow. Bounces in, and nearly bounced out.
Yeah, and they finished that possession with, that was what, three chances in that one possession.
And there were 3 pretty long chances, too. It's going to be Tiger ball, but Illinois Wesleyan faithful want it to be theirs.
From my angle, it also looked like it was going to be the Titans ball.
Official saw something different. They will not review it. Bickford gets it into Hicks.
And Hicks is leading for them too, 8 points.
Handing it off to Matthews. Finds Herta, back out to Bickford. 10 seconds on the shot clock for ETBU. Bickford driving in. Back out to Hicks. 5 seconds. Three's up. No good. Titans, good defensive stand. In the corner is Palmer. Palmer nearly lost it, but she maintains control. Back out to Lauren Huber. Huber drives in. Ball punched away by Bickford. Herta, ball in her hands. Up. Oh, but bounces out. Foul. It'll be
on Tristan Smith.
Now, that's got to be frustrating for ETBU. That is 2 shots now that have pulled misses out of the jaws of a make. It's like halfway in, but bouncing out.
Yeah, and it was a good take. It just didn't go in.
And official blowing the play dead. Titans trying to start a bit too quickly. Sarah Bally.
And right now, Hannah Matthews is out for ETBU. So if I was the Titans, I'd be attacking the rim pretty hard. Looks like they're setting up in a forefront. May have a little Iverson cut off of this.
Palmer gets it to Knutson. Knutson running it. Doesn't go. Again, an unfortunate bounce. That bounce doesn't go. Second chance. Ball is loose and fully taken away by the Tigers. Herta alone up front. That one goes in. 31-27. Titans still lead it. Bally to Palmer. Palmer spinning around. Trying to get it into the paint. Gets fouled instead.
Foul on number 2.
That is
Kadia Ward.
20 seconds on the shot clock. Double substitution as Tiffany Bickford and Hannah Matthews come back in. Send Herta and Ward to the bench.
I think that was Ward's, if not her, I think that was her second, if not her third foul.
It's going to be Tiger ball.
And that offensive foul is going to be on Sarah Bally. They may have called her for a moving screen.
So you're trying to figure out where they're inbounding it from. Sarah Cowan in position now for ETBU. Cowan gets it to Hicks. Grad student out of Plano, moving it down. Pass to Cowan. Number 5 to number 1. Back to Cowan. Thrown up for Matthews. They get it to her. Contested shot. Can't draw the contact. Ball is loose. It is still loose. And they're calling that a jump ball.
Jump ball. White ball. White ball.
It'll be Titan ball. We'll flip the possession arrow. Knutson was just protecting the ball at all costs.
I think she was arguing, or pleading her case rather, with the ref. I think she may have gotten a little choke here and there when they were reaching for the ball.
Seeing this matchup time and time again. Palmer versus Hicks defensively. The Powers down to Bardick. Bardick trying to sidestep her defender, kicked back out. Bally at the top of the key, spinning around near the elbow. Now in the near side lane, trying to swing it in. Foul drawn. Some frustration from ETBU. The free throws for Illinois Wesleyan.
I think they called that one on Hannah Ayala, not Hannah Matthews, which I originally thought that was call. That was a foul that was going to be on. I think if it wasn't going to be Hannah Matthews, then it was going to be Hannah Ayala, because I think I saw one hand down on her body.
So first free throw is a no-go for Illinois Wesleyan. Next one is good, though. 32-27. Ball nearly lost by Hicks, but she maintains control in her stride. And a bit of a ill-conceived pass picked off by the Titans.
That's exactly what that Titan press wants. They want to push you into a corner, get you on that sideline or baseline, use it as a defender, especially if they're shorter players. They just want to swarm you.
Hicks able to take the ball away from the Titans. make up for the passing mistake. Contested three, no good. Bit too short. It's Titan ball.
Timeout on the floor. Still plenty of time to visit.
So timeout on the floor. Score hasn't really changed all that much from the start of the third quarter, as once again, we are in a low-scoring, defensive, gritty matchup.
Yeah. One thing has changed a little bit. Turnovers, obviously, garnered by some of the Tigers, but I think in this half, the Titans have procured 4 more turnovers, which isn't looking too good for them. They always want to take care of the ball, especially because it is such a low-scoring game. Every possession matters. And we saw early on in this quarter, there was 2 possessions for each team where they really shut off a minute off that clock because it was second chance after second chance opportunity. So obviously making sure that you're boxing out and taking care of the ball is it's what's going to come down to it.
ETBU for the season is averaging 55 points allowed per game. Illinois Wesleyan, 61.4 points allowed per game. Right now, if the pace of play continues, both sides are going to be well under their average mark for points per game. Illinois Wesleyan, of course, 13th in the nation. They scored 90 yesterday, so probably a bit better.
Yeah.
ETBU, 71.4 points per game. It has been slow going for both sides.
Obviously, for both teams right now, if you do want to see the ball go through the net, you got to make sure to get to the basket. I know that they're a couple fouls away from bonus, but obviously those are some of the things that you can get within these next couple minutes.
Fancy passing, White's three, no good. Bickford taking the board, handing it to Hicks. White trying to get the ball. She is one of few Illinois Wesleyan Titans to get 200 steals in her career. And that's too long for ETBU. Can't get it across the timeline in time. So turnover, good job. That was really created by Sawyer White.
I was about to say, yeah, she really started that whenever she was just swarming Peyton Hicks.
Illinois Wesleyan having no problem getting it to their side since they started on their side. Bally handing it off to White. White, some good moves, back out to Bally. Threes, no good. But another opportunity for the Titans. Knutson out to Bally. Now White will slow things down for Illinois Wesleyan. She's dancing with the ball, now moves in. Kicked back out, three from Powers. Mallory Powers! Wherever you need her, she is. Another good three. ETBU can't respond, it'll be Titan ball. Some subs for ETBU as Herta Ward and Tristan Smith come back on.
It looks like they're going to set up in that 4 front again, with 4 of the Titan players extended across that free throw line. They're coming into a horn screen, and they're just going to have Sawyer White just read everything off of it.
White goes to Powers into Knutson. Bally outside the arc, works to her right inside, pierces the paint. Kick back out to Powers. Powers near the top of the key, in the top of the key now. Trying to swing it in, but 2 Tigers there to take it away. Hicks kicked out, contested three. Money for Herta. There's a Titan really bearing down on her, but she got it in. But open from the high post, 2 open, nothing but net. So
that was Katie Knutson. I think she's doing a good job of trying to extend Hannah Matthews outside of the paint. She really is just being a goalie right now. Every time a Titan offensive player gets into the paint, she's really just urging them to get back out. So if Katie Knutson can drag her out, maybe extend a little bit more. Obviously, she just made a mid-range little jumper. That can continue for the Titans.
Laura Malum back in for Illinois Wesleyan. Trying to get it in. They get it into Matthews, working up against Malum. Kicked back out. 3 up for Herta. No good. too short. Now Sawyer White, Illinois Wesleyan worked way too fast for the Tigers. They just straight up beat them on speed. Hicks trying to do the same thing. Hicks will get fouled.
I think the only reason why they called that was because she looked like she may have been a foot inside that charge circle. That foul was going to be on Laura Malum.
There's a very vocal fan near us voicing his displeasure with the officiating. I'm assuming that
I think he's for ETBU.
I'm trying to see. I can't quite tell. But good turnout for both sides.
Yeah.
Pretty long way from Bloomington, Illinois.
What would you rather do on your holiday break than go see some good basketball being played in the beautiful San Antonio?
39-32, Titan lead. So the reason why a lot of teams come here is because San Antonio is just a nice place to be.
Yeah, especially for your family. You want to bring them out here for the holidays, maybe headed into New Year's.
Huber with a nice finish puts the Titans over 40. Kicked out. 3 for Ward. Airmailed. Illinois Wesleyan starting to slowly pull away from ETBU. Tigers need a bit of a run. Titans are 4 for the last 4. It will remain Titan ball. As Tristan Smith gets in the way of Palmer's pass. Minute 34 left in the third quarter. Palmer struggling to find somebody. Finally gets it into Huber. Contested shot from Huber, no good. And
that foul looks like it's going to be on, who is that, number 22, Ava Bardick.
Yeah, Smith was swarmed by Titans.
Number 22, Ava Bardick.
Herta back on the court for ETBU. They've been trying to get her some open looks from range. But the press from Illinois Wesleyan in effect again. You can see White's just kind of back there as a spy.
I know, she's just inching towards, just reading Peyton Hicks' eyes.
Hicks gets the Tigers to the other side. Now looking to convert. Trying to find somebody. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Very slow possession for ETBU. 5 seconds now. Kicked out. Got to get a shot off. Three's up. No good. Would have counted, but Bickford is too short.
We don't talk about it enough, but it's really difficult as an offensive team to get through a really difficult press and then to continue on in your half-court offensive set.
Huber. Nice pass to the corner. Titans just moving it around. Corner shot from Malum. No good. It's bumped up. Bit of a jump ball. Back into Palmer. Palmer gets blocked, but she'll get fouled next. As a couple players go tumbling.
If that shot was made in that corner, it would have been, honestly, a perfect offensive possession.
Number 23, Tristan Smith.
Tristan Smith tagged with the foul. It's her second. Palmer feeling good at the free throw line. It's her first trip. That one doesn't go. Got her 1,000th point with a free throw to ice the game away against the Tigers of Trinity. She makes it a double-digit lead. Titans will go up by 10, 42-32.
The Titans are set up again right in their press.
ETBU again having to dissect this press. And read like a book, it's kept alive. What a play by Bardick. Thrown up for Bally. They can't score, no shot clock. Fortunate for ETBU that Titans didn't score. The main Tiger ball.
Sawyer White collected that one. Will that be their 5th? So they're gonna go shoot from the free throw line as they're in bonus now.
So assuming Hicks makes her 2nd free throw, or if she misses, there is no shot clock. It's gonna be quick work for whoever gets the ball. 6 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 6.1 to be exact. First free throw good. High arcing free throw. It's back to a single-digit lead for the Titans. 2 for 2 on the trip. Illinois Wesleyan, no strangers to working quick. They're on a time crunch. Way run down, foul drawn.
And she'll take those 2 free throws by herself.
Buzzer goes off. 42-34. The music started a bit too early. We got to shoot the free throws first. And they're going to look because
To see if there's any time left.
they called the foul and before the buzzer went off, so they have to add some time. I'm not sure if there was even a second on the clock.
If there's not, then I'm assuming she's going to be shooting them by herself.
They've added 0.9 seconds back. Now, look, I can be optimistic at times, but a shot with 0.9 seconds left seems a bit far-fetched.
Isn't the official, it has to be like 0.7 if it's a touch shot? And then it's like 1.3 or 1 point something if it's you have to take a dribble before you shoot. It's above my pay grade. I don't know this.
First free throw is good for Bardick. I don't think anybody here is going to be pulling a Baron Davis.
You never know. That could have went up.
Especially when the free throw doesn't even go in. No chance to get it closer to the other side.
Yeah.
End of the 3rd quarter, 43-34. Palindrome number. Palindrome score.
I know this makes you so happy. If anybody can, because no one can see you, I would just like to describe Reed's face to you. He's grinning like the Cheshire Cat. He absolutely loves a good palindrome.
It's good. It's when it's so symmetrical, when the score's symmetrical like that, it's very satisfying.
I know. I got you.
And it's even more symmetrical because the period 4.
It just balances. You are so excited right now.
It's all coming together.
It is.
Is all I'm saying.
Hopefully it can come together for the Tigers. As they, not the camera. This is a face reveal for anybody who is watching. This is a face reveal. Yeah, hopefully it can come together for the Tigers. Although they picked up a couple more turnovers in that last quarter, they may look to see if they can flip some things around. One thing that's going to be really important is for them to stop any transition points. I know it's 6 seconds left, but Ava Bardick got to that line and got to well, she made 1 of 2 in that possession, but foul count really hasn't been an issue for them either. So, I don't know, it really is up for grabs right now, making sure that the Tigers just have a lot of defensive stops.
Before we start the 4th quarter, I'm going to give a quick shout out to Bob Quillman. He runs a podcast called The QCast. He is a Illinois Wesleyan alum who's interviewed plenty of the current players on this Titans team. Very helpful for information gathering purposes, I will say. So shout out to him. As the Titans get a takeaway, White, ball in her hands. Who else but Sawyer White? Easy finish for her. Not too many players have 200 steals in their career, but White is one of them.
That was textbook basketball. Completely read that backdoor cut and then took it all the way. Great finish.
Ball's loose, now kept in. White, good pass. Pulled up and in. Illinois Wesleyan firing out of the gates. They put up over 30 points in the 4th quarter to tie it up and send the game against Trinity into overtime.
I think yesterday was just a level of urgency. It was a fight or flight moment, and all of them collectively wanted to fight. And they came away with it and win.
Titans up by 13. Certainly not out of the grasp of the Tigers just yet, but with how relatively low scoring this game has been, 13-point gap just seems a bit bigger than normal.
I mean, anything is possible. We looked at the Tigers yesterday. They were down, I think, headed into the fourth quarter by 15. After a couple possessions, I know that Ava Bardick just completely diminished that lead. She went 3 for 3 in that fourth quarter. And then obviously with a big shift turnaround between Mallory Powers, who had an and 1-3, 4-point play. I hadn't seen one of those in a long time, and it was kind of nice.
Palmer slows things down, working to her left, now working inside, kicked back out to White. Sawyer White, the Titans maybe wanting to take things a bit slower. They're up by a lot in a defensive game. No harm in killing some time. Bardick working against Ward, gets it inside, trying to dish it in. Ball's loose, Knutson can't get her hands on it. It's gonna be jump ball. A lot of head clattering around. I think Bickford may have taken a lump.
And Peyton Hicks told the ref there may be one or 2 seconds left on the shot clock when they take it out, if it is going to be the Titans ball. And it's official, it'll be 1 second left.
So 1 second on the shot clock for the Titans. We'll see where they'll get their shot off. Inside, it's up and blocked. As Knutson found herself in the face of the tallest player for the Tigers. What a finish, Ward. That was acrobatic and clean. Ball taken away by Hicks. Easy finish, a 4-point swing in less than a couple seconds.
A couple Wesleyan players wanted a kick, and including the parents.
Some good passing by Palmer. Out to the corner to Powers. Powers has been excellent from downtown. Instead goes to Knutson, who hands it back to Bardick. Bardick thought about a shot from the free throw line. Doesn't take it. Elbow shot. Nothing but net for Knutson.
That's been her sweet spot. She's having to extend Hannah Matthews outside of the paint, and she's obviously a well-endowed mid-range shooter, excuse me.
Oh, ball just hit out of the air. Hit out of the air again. Double trouble. Palmer and White. Foul drawn. ETBU just right now maybe getting a bit outsized by the Titans. Because their main kind of conductor of the offense, Hicks.
Mm-hmm. It's only 5'5".
Yeah, 5'5" going up against a 6-foot Knutson. Sawyer White is 5'8". Palmer's 5'10".
And then when you add their wingspans into it, they become over 6 feet for sure. But I really think that the Titans are just reading the eyes of any Tigers player.
And White, she has got some speed. Almost another takeaway. Sigh of relief for Ayala. Tigers have numbers, but they can't finish it off. Zarabali will come back in for the Titans. Again, that's just one of those plays for ETBU where you just really feel like, man, you had to finish that off.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it rolls out for ETBU. We're trying to punch the ball out of Sawyer's hands. Nothing doing there. Powers doesn't hand it off to Bardick. Bit of a fake handoff. Now gives it to Bally. Bally to Sawyer. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Titans. Sawyer finds Knutson. Top of the key shot. No good. Bit of a rattler off the rim.
That one looks like it's going to be on Mallory Powers.
It's her first foul of the game. Does not need to worry about ever fouling out in this one unless something weird happens.
No. And Katie Knutson just gets subbed out for Lauren Huber.
Who's going to inbound it? It is Sarah Cowan. Cowan in my perfect blind spot up here in the booth. Gets it to Ward. Katie Ward. Hands it off to Herta. Down to Powers. Powers at the top of the arc. The big player handing it to Ward. Ward drives it in the paint. Splashing around. Finds Powers. Powers punctures the paint for points. Timeout on the floor. 50-41, 9-point gap. Of course, yesterday, any point gap seemed superfluous,
Yes.
but in this one, it might be a bit more meaningful. You can see both teams shooting a bit below their season averages.
Yeah. 3-point percentages, obviously, pretty similar, so they have no complaints there. But once again, just going back to those turnovers, when you have that many turnovers in a game, and when you're not taking advantage of possessions like we saw a couple of minutes ago, or actually a couple seconds ago with Hannah Matthews, and you just got to finish a couple of those possessions. And I know she just did it right now, but now you got to start linking a couple of those stop and score possessions together. You have to make sure that you're not giving away easy baskets to the Titans. And obviously, they're a triple threat everywhere around. They can make free throws, they can get to the basket, they can shoot threes. So it's not something that's completely out of their reach, but they just have to buckle down and stay disciplined.
ETBU, throughout all of this, they've been winning the rebound game, but in terms of offensive rebounds,
Yeah.
Illinois Wesleyan 16, ETBU 9.
Yeah.
That's a lot of second chances for the Titans.
Yeah, and they pay dividends. There have been a couple possessions, especially within this half, or especially within this quarter, excuse me, where it's not only led to conversion just off of a field goal, but getting to the line. So you're getting that foul count, and you're getting to have opportunities at that charity stripe.
And another big number that jumps out to me, Illinois Wesleyan 19 for 63, ETBU 15 for 45. Illinois Wesleyan has just had way more chances than the Tigers. It'll stay Titan ball as Malum takes a tough tumble. She's back up and good. Both sides very vocal from their fan bases.
It's all out of love. They just want their girls to win.
Powers has every single three that the Titans have today. Valley back out to Powers. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Spinning around at the top of the key, trying to swing it in. Gets it to White. Reverse layup is in. What a good play by the Titans.
Great backdoor cut. And obviously, Sawyer White is a really agile player. Had a really good reverse layup. Another 10-second call. Sawyer White being a big part of that.
Yeah, again, Hicks just could not find a way through the two Titans players.
You're going to beat this press with a pass.
Quick drive in. Blocked from behind by Ward. That'll certainly draw a foul. Some mopping on the floor. And Coach Arbogast not happy about the foul being called. ETBU fans wanting that to be a clean block from Ward. But instead, free throws for Malum. First one's perfect.
I don't know if there was a hand maybe on the lower back. We're going to see this in the replay. That looked pretty clean to me. I don't know about that one. If I had to veto one call today, it might have been that one.
So perhaps the Titans getting away with one. But in basketball, a lot of calls get made from officials.
Oh, yeah.
More so than maybe any other sport.
Yeah.
Such a fast-paced game. Bound to miss a couple things. They find Herta in the corner. They don't miss her. And she doesn't miss from the corner either. Single digits is the lead for Illinois Wesleyan again.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans try and slow this game down a little bit, run the clock out.
White working against Hicks.
Foul on Peyton Hicks. Looked to be a ticky-tack for me.
For Hicks, that's her third foul. Malum would be the one to inbound it. Back to the court is Sarah Cowan. Kate Palmer.
She's going to be subbed out.
Bardick tagging in for Sawyer White. White gets applause as she heads back to the bench. Well deserved, I would say. Palmer and the Titans go down the horn to Powers. Powers trying to swing it into somebody. It is way too contested, but Titans don't get punished for it. Not a lot of time. Travel called. That was just kind of a play that was in trouble from the very beginning for Illinois Wesleyan.
There's going to be some subs coming in. And a timeout.
Timeout on the floor as we are just under 5 minutes. The most just under you can be from 5 minutes.
That is true.
4:59. ETBU down by 9. Time is starting to wear thin, however. If you're ETBU, you need to find ways to get the ball back.
I don't know if that's maybe having, if they have another press up their sleeve, maybe pulling that out now. But you need to force turnovers, and you need to convert on those turnovers.
Right now, one of the most impressive close results for Illinois Wesleyan. They played 2 exhibition games against D1 schools. Against Eastern Illinois, they led for so much of that game. But Eastern Illinois came back and won 70-67. But to go up to a D1's home and trouble them that much.
Yeah. I like basketball because it's one of those sports where, you know, everybody puts their shoes on the same way. Everybody puts their jersey on the same way. It really just comes down to who's going to play that day and who's going to come out with the most grit, a little chip on their shoulder. Obviously take advantage of open plays. But they're a team that I've been very impressed with watching over these past 2 days.
Titans scored 94 points yesterday. Probably not going to get there today. If they did, I'd be very surprised. Powers hands it off to Ayala, back to Ward. Ward near the 3-meter line for volleyball. Now works her way in. Hicks, 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Titans as this possession is taking a bit of time. The shot doesn't go. On the floor foul.
That's Katie Knutson as she was boxing out. Which one's that one for her?
For Knutson, that is number 3. Still, I wouldn't say anybody is in danger of fouling out yet. We have a couple players with 3. I'm going to delay any talk until someone reaches 4.
Yeah.
Hicks gets it into Powers, gets fouled, not an and 1. Huber gets fouled, gets tagged with the foul. That's her 3rd.
And now that puts him in bonus.
So a trio of Titans with a trio of personal fouls. 53-44. Perfect free throw from Matthews. Makes the deficit just a bit less. Of course, in the stands is also the Trinity Tigers women's team, who will play ETBU tomorrow.
Should be another good game.
Coach Hill watching it from the upper deck. 53-46, it's 7-point gap. Palmer, some nice moves. Works her way in, kicks it out to Powers. Strong pass to Huber. They go up the horn. Bardick, top of the key. Trying to swing it into Knutson, having to regather it. Long shot, doesn't go. It'll be, talking about, if that would have been saved, that would have been a crazy save from Huber. She
I know, she tossed it over her head.
Over the back for it. It's one of those, it's the shot, the way I would describe it is the shot you do when you're you're at half court and you heave it behind you as a joke to see if it goes in.
Yeah, and obviously some of them would go in just because it's the magic of basketball.
Hicks gets it to Ward. Ward really fast, hands it to Powers. They find Herta, the 3's up. No good, but an offensive board for ETBU. Draws the foul. Oh no, it is Titan ball. They call a charge. ETBU in disbelief at the call. They thought they had a potential and one. That's the fourth foul for Hicks. Illinois Wesleyan needs to use this to get some points. Haven't scored in about 2 minutes. Again, those 4 players on that free throw line. Knutson works her way under. Back to Huber, elbow shot. Doesn't fall. A lot of opportunities for the Tigers now. They need to convert. Just takes a 3. Oh my goodness, off the front of the rim. It bounces in.
That's a shooter's bounce right there.
Holy moly, Tristan Smith.
That foul's gonna be on Ward. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be her third, excuse me.
That'll send Titans into the bonus, something that ETBU does not want. I'm not sure.
That'll be her 4th, actually.
Yeah, so 2 Tigers with 4 fouls. 4 Titans with 3 fouls.
You can see Sawyer White looking up at the screen, making sure all the fouls are right.
53-49. Tigers in striking distance. They need White to, in an ideal world for them, not make either of these free throws. She makes the first one. 49-54. Next one on the way, 2 for 2. Ice in the veins of Sawyer White. Hicks having to work against Bardick, having to dodge against Palmer and Bardick. They finally get it across. They don't take the 3, said back to Hicks. Hicks, White really encroaching on her space. Hicks trying to beat her out, spinning around, shot is up, no good, rolls off. But second chance, no good again. Third chance, fouled. ETBU can pull within a single possession potentially.
That's offensive rebound after offensive rebound.
Powers. Not Powers, my apologies. Hannah Matthews back in. Ayala's first free throw bounces in.
Shooter's bounce again.
I think I've only seen a bounce off the rim and go in for a 3 once. I'm watching basketball here at CalGuard.
Stranger things have happened here, for sure.
1 for 2 from the stripe, and Titans will head to the other side to shoot some free throws.
That foul is going to be on Hannah Matthews.
Second foul for Matthews.
But that puts him back at the line.
The foul that got ETBU to the line was on Knutson. That's her 4th. So Knutson needs to be a bit weary. Knutson is the one taking the free throws. Ward comes back on.
She has 4. They may play the offensive-defensive game with her.
Free throw made by Knutson. 6-point gap. At this point, you got to throw both 4 foul players in. You got to risk it for the biscuit, as they say.
That's a very Southern thing to say.
That is a very Southern thing to say. Mom's side of the family from Nowheresville, Louisiana.
There it is.
Town's population of, I think, 23.
I'm from as south as you can get south in Texas, in the valley. But we don't have a Southern draw, nor do we say biscuit that much.
Good passing, gets points. For Matthews, finishing it off easily. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, still plenty of time for ETBU to work with. Got to stop maybe fouling. Bardick's open 3 is too short. Oh, but ETBU cannot corral it. It is Titan ball. I think Herta touched it before it went out of bounds, so easy call for the officials. 5-point gap. 20 seconds on the shot clock for Illinois Wesleyan. Sawyer White, the chaos creator for the Titans. Number 2 versus number 2 as she works against Ward. Looks in, kicks it back out to Powers. Can't get a shot open from 3. Back out to White. 4 seconds.
And that's her 5th.
That's it for Ward. A 5th foul. And a foul that I don't think ETBU was looking to do.
No, and that'll put Sawyer White at the line. A great free throw shooter. It's everything you want as a Titan for that possession. You got Ward out and you're gonna be able to convert.
Sawyer White, 2 for 2 from the stripe today. That first one doesn't go in. That is what ETBU wants. Keep it at a 2-possession game. 1 for 2, 6 points. Separates the Tigers and Titans. Under 2 minutes to go. A little reverse lay doesn't go for Hicks, maybe a bit too fast.
One of those moments where you just want to get points on the board, but I can understand the frustration.
Bardick encroached on by Herta. Illinois Wesleyan really killing clock now. And why shouldn't they? White back out to Bally. Bally going into the arc. The paint. 3 is up. Palmer can't finish it, but offensive board by Sawyer White. That one doesn't go on the second chance. Titan ball. A minute 16. Time wearing thin. The officials having a conversation with each other. Lauren Huber coming in for Knutson.
I don't know what's going to be under review. Do you?
I am trying to think too. Maybe to see if it is actually Titans ball, maybe?
Or time left on the clock?
I'm sure we'll get a report as soon as it's decided. Veronica, I think the team right now that's going to win this one is a team whose mascot starts with the letter T.
You're funny. You're a funny one. Very clever. Very clever. Tomorrow it's going to be a little difficult because it's Tigers versus Tigers.
Yeah, so I think the Tigers will win tomorrow.
That's very true.
I think a Texas Tigers team will win tomorrow.
That's even more specific, yet even more true because they're both from Texas. Oh, gosh. That was good. An ambush everywhere, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't like a group of tigers called an ambush?
Yeah, a group of tigers called an ambush. I think one of the cooler animal groups.
Is it? I think a group of
names.
crows is called a nightmare. Arguably, that one's even better.
That's also a good one.
Isn't a gaggle of geese? Is that one of them?
Yeah.
I know a group of flamingos is called a flamboyant or something. I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. Do not fact check me. You're just getting fun facts to anybody tuning in. They're just getting fun facts.
Yeah.
Animal fun facts.
Well, the Titans are ready. And it's going to be Titans ball, so I do believe they were reviewing whose ball it was, just to make sure. I think a fair thing to review, given the close nature of this game. Palmer. She is summoned to get it in. And she finds Powers. Nice pass to Huber. Huber's shot goes in. We'll see if that's the nail in the coffin.
Huber was quiet for a little while. What? She was ready.
8 points separate ETBU and Illinois Wesleyan. Deep 3, no good. And a board by Powers. At this point, it is foul time for ETBU.
That puts Sawyer White at the line. Getting some of their last huddles for the game.
This one is having its final pages written in. Sawyer White, who has been standout defensively, will try and ice this one away. I do think a 9 or 10 point gap was going to be a bit too much for ETBU to come back from with 49 4/10 of a second left. first clean from White. And the Titans fans are feeling it now. 10-point gap. Timeout on the floor by Coach Arbogast. The Tigers aren't going to go down without a fight, but it is quite the uphill battle at this point.
Oh, and a good song.
Think
It's a song everybody wants to hear on a Saturday. And the Titans maybe liking to hear this song too. They're going to come to Texas, potentially head out with 2 big wins and 2 very competitive games.
and keep their name on the list of undefeated teams.
Yeah.
11 of them, they are not wanting to have their name taken off. They kept it on yesterday by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
A bit more comfortable today, as the Titans have kind of been in control for the most part.
They have, and I think that a lot of it comes from mentality and just experience. You know that whenever the going gets tough, certain players will step up. I think today defensively that was Sawyer White, and then of course offensively, Mallory Powers has just been pretty consistent throughout the weekend. But experience will always help you out in the long run, and it certainly has this weekend.
Hicks trying to find an open player. Gets it to Matthews. Hicks takes a three, kind of have to. That doesn't go. But offensive board for the Tigers. Hicks will try it again. Second time's the charm for Hicks. Timeout. We'll head back to the huddles. Stats won't have changed that much, but it is 62-55, a 7-point gap. Still a lot to ask for from ETBU. Coach Arbogast still believes fully that his team can pull it out, but I think it is going to be a march of several hundred miles to get back into this one.
If anybody can hear this song right now, it's 1,000 Miles, which is why he just gave a little reference. But it'll be a hard one, and I know the Titans are not going to let up anytime soon. They're going to play a little foul game, I'm assuming, see what they can get out of this. There's 2 timeouts left by both coaches. 1 timeout, excuse me, left for the Tigers. So it's a game of strategy.
You can see a bit of a diagonal setup for the Titans. They get it in and fouled very quickly. A couple seconds off the clock. So now it's the, let's hope that the player at the line misses if you're ETBU.
And it looks like ETBU is playing an offensive-defensive substitution game right now. They know that Peyton Hicks is 4, so you don't really want her on the defensive end, potentially picking up her 5th foul and getting her out of the game, especially because she's such a big offensive threat.
They get Macy Jones in. They put her the closest to the rim just in case it does go off of it. So you have 2 big bodies up there to potentially get the rebound. First free throw is good from Bardick. Some good inspiration from Ava Bardick. Another timeout. Undefeated teams in Division III right now include number 1, NYU, number 4, Scranton, number 5, UW Oshkosh, number 6, Bowdoin, number 7, Gustavus Adolphus, number 19, Carnegie Mellon, Western New England, Houghton, Linfield, and Capital. And of course, Illinois Wesleyan.
Yeah, and they're a team that I'm definitely going to be following. I didn't have my radar on them too much coming into this, but I can see them going pretty far into this. And obviously they're ranked high for a reason, but eager to see what they're going to do for the rest of the season. And even though the Tigers, Trinity Tigers, picked up a loss yesterday, it's always one of those moments where we haven't even hit the cusp of season games. So you always want to peak towards the end. Nothing to be severely worried about for the Trinity Tigers, and on the end for the ETBU Tigers as well.
And for Illinois Wesleyan fans, I mean, they're number 1 in the NPI selection system right now, so who knows? I think regional sectionals for Illinois Wesleyan is definitely on the table, and I think is more likely to happen right now than not.
Yeah.
If you're in the top 8, you are protected from the other top 8 teams. You can't meet them in the first 2 rounds, as stated by the NCAA. Deep 3 from Cowan. Nearly goes, but too short. Tigers wanted the ball. They're not going to get it. And Quinn Riddle in for ETBU, number 4. She's a new face.
They're setting up in a pretty strategic full court press. And there's going to be another review to see who that ball tipped off of as it went out of bounds.
This is kind of a make or break for ETBU. They don't get the ball back. You got to follow Illinois Wesleyan. They're going to go up by 11.
Still one timeout left by Coach Arbogast. If I was Coach Smith right now, I'd just be telling her girls, take care of the ball. Obviously, they may set up into a full court press, or they may want somebody to leak out. I don't want Sawyer White taking the ball out because I want her, obviously, shooting free throws. But obviously, anybody else on that Titan team is very well capable of shooting those free throws as well.
And the official talking with some of the ETBU players.
There's 8 of them on the court right now, and there may be some substitutions coming in.
Now,
I think they're playing that offensive-defensive game, so 2 or 3 players should be coming out for ETBU.
I think a bold strategy having 8 players on the court.
You never know.
See some players head back now.
They need one more.
They need one more on the court.
Peyton Hicks stays.
Hicks will be paired up with Palmer. Titans' game is just run out the clock.
And that foul was fast.
Make your free throws.
This has felt like the longest 47 seconds of my life.
That's basketball. That's college basketball specifically. It kind of happens less in the NBA because you play so many games, but in college, that's just what happens. Now in for ETBU, Skylar Smith. It's a new face. And Aubrey Odom. Odom, the transfer from UMHB.
Neva Bardick sinks the first one, further solidifying their win in this.
Also, another new face in for ETBU. Marley Keith, I believe, number 0. Keith will take the ball. The freshman hands it off. A bunch of new faces in for ETBU. They get 2 points thanks to Skylar Smith's short shot. No shot clock. Knutson with the ball. ETBU not fouling anymore. And that looks like it'll be it. And I think it's a bit poetic that Sawyer White will end the game with the ball in her hands. Illinois Wesleyan travels down to the Lone Star State and picks up 2 wins in Calgary Gym. They defeat ETBU 66-57. Low-scoring affair, but we have now seen the Titans. They win shootouts. They win defensive matchups.
Yeah.
They are a bona fide one of the best teams in the nation, and they've really shown it.
They definitely did, and that goes all the way down to players to coaches. You can see how much trust they have in their coach. And as soon as they just won this game, big smiles all around from their fans. I think one thing we can definitely look at within this game is obviously the turnovers. Yesterday, they probably picked up the most turnovers they ever have. It was 25, and now they only picked up 12, definitely half that. But a little less than their average, too, so definitely made sure to take care of the ball today. Everybody pretty much got their name up on that stat sheet, whether that be scoring, whether that be rebounds. Everybody got involved, and obviously it was a big group effort. Valiant by ETBU, but obviously the Titans came away with it, going 2-0 this weekend.
ETBU, as per tradition with every sport that ETBU does, at the end of every game they meet with the opposing team for a prayer and a huddle at the center of whatever field or court they're on.
And there's a moment of celebration from Coach Katie White and the rest of the Illinois Wesleyan Titans. They're going to come home happy.
Reason to celebrate for Illinois Wesleyan. We'll run you through some of their stats. For Illinois Wesleyan, your leader in points was Mallory Powers with 15 for threes. She had every single shot from downtown go in for that did go in for the Titans. She went 4 for 8. Good 50% shooting percentage from deep. Ava Bardick with 14. Katie Knutson with 10. So 3 Titans in double digits. Knutson had 8 rebounds as well. For your assist numbers, Sawyer White had 4 assists, 2 steals, 9 points. Really good, like, well-rounded player.
I'm about to say, that's an all-around stat sheet right there.
For ETBU, Peyton Hicks led the team with 18 points. Madison Herta had 11. Hannah Matthews with 10. 8 rebounds for Peyton Hicks as well, and 5 assists, so leader in 3 categories. Of course, Ward fouling out ultimately with 4 points. For Illinois Wesleyan, they will stay on the road. They will travel to Wheaton, Illinois to play at Wheaton. Go figure.
Right.
Wheaton Thunder. They'll stream it on YouTube. They have a good stream up there, so it'll be an enjoyable broadcast. They'll head back to the Shirk Center in Bloomington on January 8th. They played CCIW opponent Augustana. So, Titan fans, be sure to support Illinois Wesleyan. They are looking really, really good this year. So get behind them. You're in for, I think, a very deep trip into the playoffs ultimately. Meanwhile, for ETBU, they will try and rebound against the Trinity Tigers tomorrow. It's a Tiger Derby here in CalGuard Gym. December 29th, 4 p.m. Tune in here on the Tiger Network. It'll be exciting. For everyone in the control room, Yanel, Ariel working the camera, and for Annika and Josh Machugembo, the man behind it all, I have been Reed Rosales for the Tiger Network. Tune in tomorrow for Trinity versus ETBU.